Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of this Penny Hunt and Phil album series for my channel. This is going to be episode number 6, and we have boxes number 10 and number 11. And box number 11 does have one ender in it, and I'll show you that we do have a much better mix as well, as far as having some copper scents in here in these boxes compared to the last couple that I've had recently that have not been that well. In fact, one box didn't have any copper in it at all, and it looked like it did have at least a couple on the ends, but it didn't. This box, though, looks much better, and this is our ender box, and I believe this is the ender roll right here. Yep, if you guys can see that, that's a 1946 Philadelphia right there, obverse showing. So we will save that box for the second of the hunt. And let's see, in episode number 5, we were able to get up to 164 spots out of these 285 possible spots in these books here. So that's pretty good. I'm really happy with the way this series has been going so far with these boxes, and especially for the lack of copper that we've had in a few of them. Couldn't say much more than, I'm really happy for the way this is going. So I am going to save the looking in the books till the end of the episode, and we'll take a look at them when we're able to add anything or upgrade any of the coins that we might have in here from the boxes here that we got. So I am going to get into the first roll of box number 10, but before that, I need to give a shout out to my bank tellers and the ladies at the bank. You guys are great. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you. So let's see. So yeah, we'll get into the first roll then on box number 10 and see what we can find. Be back when I have my first interesting thing to show you. Alright guys, well that didn't take very long. We're only on roll number 3 that I have opened up right here in front of me. And I took the first pinch of coins out. How I usually do 3 pinches a roll to go through them all. And we have a wheat cent reverse showing right here. Here you can see it better. So we're going to flip it and see what it is. And that's going to be a 1956 Denver. Alright. First wheat cent for the board. Alright guys, I'm on the last part of roll number 4. So we only have 4 rolls missing out of the box there. And came up to another wheat cent. If my camera wants to focus, I might have to pick it up. There we go. 1952 Denver. Alrighty. That's going to be 250 so far in 4 rolls. That's not bad. Well, correction to that. Make that 3 50s in 4 rolls. Because now we have a 1954 S. And I don't get very many S mint marks over here in Pennsylvania. So that's pretty cool. Pretty average shape, but I'll take it. Don't see them much. Well, the first pinch of roll number 5 is going to give us yet another 1952, and it's going to be another Denver. This one's in slightly better shape. It's not bad. A couple scratches, but alright, so that's 4 50s in 5 rolls so far, and I still have these to go for roll number 5. So we'll see if we get anything else. Well, it's been a few rolls, guys. I'm up to roll number 13 out of the box now. And I came up to this one here, reverse facing. Wheat cent. And that's going to be our first from the 40s, 1945. Alrighty. Alright guys, still on roll number 13. And I came up to another one, reverse facing. This one looks like it's a lot older. A lot more worn. So we're going to flip it and see what the date is. Oh, wow, 1927. That's an oldie. Oh, wow. So that's one for the 20s now. That's awesome. Roll number 17 of box 1 for this video. And we're going to have another wheat cent. And it's going to be another 50s. 1952 S. Awesome, seeing another S mint mark. Pretty cool. So that's going to be 550s now. Doing pretty good so far. Alright guys, roll number 19 out of this box. There's the rest of it. I'm actually pretty excited about the wheat cent I just uncovered in this roll. This is definitely going to be an album filler, and one we don't normally see. We got a 1915. That is 108 years old. And it's actually not in horrible condition. It actually has a little bit of hair detail left. You can see Lincoln's face pretty good. The wheat even has a little bit of detail on it too. That is amazing. Awesome. Very happy about that one. Nice. A teens wheat cent and one we don't normally see. We'll see if there's anything else hidden in this roll. Alright guys, I bring you back in roll number 22. And I am in the first part of the roll. And we came to another wheat cent here. It's reverse facing. So we can flip it over and see what we got for a date. Doesn't look too bad on the reverse. That's going to be a 1945. Alrighty. Not too bad. It's another one for the board. And then 2 rolls ago, I did come across this, what year is this? I forget even what year this is. 1983. And I put it under my scope to look for the DDR that it could possibly have. And I noticed we have a nice little die crack on the reverse side right there. You guys can see it pretty good. Just thought that was pretty neat. Probably not going to hold on to it, but just thought I'd share it with you. Alright, we'll check out the rest of this roll, and if there's anything in it, I'll be back to show you. Alright guys, well, we're up to roll number 26, so the first box for this hunt, and the last part of the roll here came up to another wheat cent, reverse facing, so we can give it the flip and see what the date is. What do we got here? Oh wow, 1955, and that's going to be a San Francisco. Another S-minted wheat cent. That's pretty cool. Alright, so that's going to be 6 for the 50s so far. And 10 total for this box, and we're only starting the second half. Could we hit 20? We'll have to see. Roll number 33, guys, and I just came across something I never expected to find in a bank box of pennies. And you guys are going to be very surprised as well. But look what we just came across. Look at that. A 1922, and it's a Denver. Let's put it under the scope and take a look at that D mint mark, because the 1922 is a semi-key date on our semi-key date list right here with 7.1 million minted. So it's a very hard coin to find. And also, it's got a couple varieties because the 22 was only minted at the Denver Mint. And there are some that do not have the D mint mark on them. And there's also others that have a very weak Denver mint mark under the date there. And this one, I can't really tell if it's the weak D or if it's a regular D, because it looks like it has a little bit of damage right at the top here of the mint mark, right here. That makes it tough to tell right there. I'm going to have to check into that, and I'll get back to you. But that is amazing. Out of roll number 33, and we still have pretty much the whole roll to go. I think this was only the third coin that I came across or looked at in this roll. So it was like, you know, 2 coins away from being an ender, which would have been insane. But wow. Semi-key date found in the box. Alright guys, it's been a few rolls since finding that semi-key date, 1922 Denver. But we're on roll number 38, I believe this is, or 39. And I have them flattened out here. And I see a wheat reverse right here. So we are going to pluck this out and see what it is. It's got some corrosion on it. But let's see what the date is. 1939. Nice. I believe that's going to be the first from the 30s for this box. Awesome. Well, we'll see if there's anything else in the roll. If there is, I'll be back to show you. Roll number 39, and I'm going to have a 2004, and this is going to be a variety. If you go on Variety Vista, which I do have pulled up on my computer here, there's many different DDRs the 2004 Philadelphia could possibly have. And I'm going to throw mine under the microscope here as soon as I get it pulled up. There we go. And most of them are right here in the center on Lincoln. Like most of them have to do with the columns. And you can see this one here that I have. There's some doubling right here on this column. And I have Variety Vista pulled up, like I said. And it's going to be DDR number 023, according to Variety Vista. That's the closest that I could find and the one I believe it to be. So that's pretty cool. We got a 2004 DDR. Alright, I'll take it. I have roll number 44 laid out. And we're going to have another wheat cent. And it's going to be a 1941. And I did check it under the scope already. And it's not any of the possible DDOs that it could have. Because there are 3, I believe, possible DDOs for the 1941 Philadelphia. But, alright. Well, that's going to be another for the 40s. I guess that'll give us 3 now. This box is not producing a whole bunch of finds, but the finds that it is producing, some of them are pretty darn good. Well, roll number 44 is going to give us 2 wheat cents, because this is the second right here. We have a 1957 Philadelphia. Not in bad shape either, just brown. Alright, I'll take it. 2 wheat cents in one roll. Very next roll, roll number 45, and we're going to have another 40s wheat find here. It's really tough to see because this thing looks like it's, I don't know if it's been in the ground or what for a while. But if I put it under the scope here, let's see. I don't know if you guys can see the date on that, but it looks like a 1944. And when I was looking at it before, a little earlier here, it looked like it might possibly could have a Denver mint mark, but it's real tough to see. This thing is so bad. It's hard to even make out the date or anything on it. Completely trashed, but it is a wheat find, so we'll take it. Move on to roll number 46, and that gives us 5 rolls left in the box. Let's see if we can get anything else good out of this thing. Alright guys, well that's going to finish up box number 1 for this episode, and I will say this was a pretty good box, and I'm hoping box number 2 is just as good, because we do have 1 ender in box number 2, but box number 1 ended up giving us 15 wheat cents. So that's pretty good. We got 7 from the 50s there, 4 from the 40s, 1 from the 30s, 2 from the 20s, one of them being a semi-key date, 1922 Denver, and also a harder to get Teens wheat cent here, a 1915. So that's pretty good for this box. And we got 3 Canadians, 3 2009s, and 1 variety with that 2004, I believe this is. Yes, 2004 DDR variety. So that was a pretty good box overall. And as far as copper goes, let me turn my scale on. And we're going to see what we got here. Place that on there. Not bad. Almost 3.5 pounds of copper for box number 1. That is pretty darn good. So, like I said, we'll see if box number 2 can do just as good. And I hope it does. So I'll get this box into place. And we'll get cracking into roll number 1 of box number 2. If I can get it out of the box. Man, I was being stubborn coming out of there. All right. So I'll be back when I have my first find out of box number 2. See you soon. Well, that didn't take long, guys. Roll number 1 of box 2 for the episode. And we are going to have 1 wheat cent right here. You can see that 1940, or at least that 40 poking out. So that's going to be a 1940 Philadelphia. Not too bad. Wheat cent number 1 for box 2. And then I saw another one down the roll here a little farther with the wheat ears sticking out. So we have a reverse showing on this one. And this one actually looks like it has some mint luster still on it. A little bit there. All right, let's flip it to see what the date is. 1935. Wow. A little damage up here. But I did not expect that to be that old. Holy crap. That's got some decent detail on it too. All right, pretty cool. That's another 30s for this hunt. If there's anything else, I'll be back. All right, guys, just laid out roll number 3 from the box on the desk here and flattened them out, and I see something wheatish looking here on this one, and it sure is. We got a wheat penny reverse. All right, let's see what the date is, if my camera wants to focus. There we go. What is our date? 1939. All right, that's pretty cool. So I believe that's going to be the second 1939 for the hunt. The first for this box. And I believe I did see something else in here too that might be a wheat cent. What year is this one? Nope, just a 67. All right. Well, I'll be back on the next wheat cent or find that I get, and hopefully it's in the next roll. Roll number 4. Just flattened them out. And I see a 39 poking out right here. Obverse facing. There it is. 1939 Philly. It's going to be a second one for this box. Third for the hunt. Alright, and then I also did see something else right there that looked a little odd, and it is another wheat cent. This one actually it looks like it's in pretty good shape on the reverse. To flip it and see what the date is. 1951. All right. Hey, that's pretty cool. I'll take it. 2 wheat cents for roll number 4. That's going to put us at 4 for the box so far in 4 rolls. So that's not too bad. Averaging a wheat cent per roll. All right, guys. Well, I just had roll number 7 spill out on me here, and actually roll number 7 was the ender roll for the box, because right here is our ender. 1946 right there. And then did you guys see what was behind it when I just picked that up? We have not only 1 but 2 reverse facing wheat cents. So that's going to be 3 for this roll as of right now. And we're going to have another 1935 Philadelphia. And let's see what this one here is. And that's going to be a 1941, so we can put that under the scope and check that for DDOs, which there's one on the date you can look for. You have another one on the motto you can look for, which I don't see. And then there's a third on Liberty that you can also look for. And if my finger gets out of the way, I don't see that one as well. Wow, okay. So that's going to be 3 wheat cents for this roll. And if I come across another one, I will share it with you. But as of right now, I don't see one. Very next roll, guys. Roll number 8. Flattened them out. And got a 1941 right here. It's going to be another Philadelphia. So we can check that for the DDO to see if there's any of the possible DDOs it could have. And I am not seeing anything. Alright, another 41. If there's anything else in the roll, I'll share it with you. Same roll, guys. Roll number 8. And I have to laugh because I didn't know what this was because it's so damaged. Then I flipped it over and we got another wheat cent. Very heavily damaged, like it was in a parking lot. And look at the date on this thing. That was a 1925. Whether it had a mint mark, that's to be said because there is so much damage on it. You can't really tell if there was a mint mark there or not. But we now have a 20s in this box. And it's heavily damaged, unfortunately. And that's also going to give us 10 wheat cents for this box so far in 8 rolls. So we're averaging more than 1 wheat cent per roll. That is pretty cool. Alright guys, I'm going through roll number 10. And I came to another wheat cent. This is going to be wheat cent number 11 for box number 2. And that is going to be a 53 Denver. Alright, another 50s, pretty common. And then also, in roll number 10, I have under the scope here, it's a 1983 Philadelphia with a rather large die crack that runs through the upper rear portion there of Lincoln's head and all the way up through a little bit of the E and out to the rim there. That's a pretty large die crack. I think I'm going to hold on to that. It's pretty cool. But alright, we'll finish this roll, and if there's anything else, I'll share it with you. Roll number 15 kind of had the coin spill out on me again, but upon doing so, I did notice that we had, I believe, 2 more wheat cents in this roll. First one's going to be right here, and it's going to be reverse facing, so we can see what this is together. And we're going to have pretty common 1945 Philadelphia. All right. Then the second one that I saw was back here, and it's obverse facing. And I already saw what the date is. And that's going to be 1935. All right, so we got another one for the 30s. That is pretty cool. And we'll see if there's anything else in this roll. If there is, man, guys, very next roll. Roll number 16. And we're going to have 2 more. Flattened them out. And I saw one right back here. We got a 53 Denver right here. Not in horrible shape. Looks pretty good. Yeah, reverse has got some dings. But then I also saw another one up here towards the front. And it's going to be this one right here. And we got a 1956 Philadelphia. That's nice to see because you don't usually see Philadelphia examples of the 56, 57, or 58 very much. They're lower minted compared to the Denvers. But, alright, if there's anything else, I'll be back. Alright guys, well, it's been a few rolls. We're up to roll number 23. And in the last part of the roll here, I see a wheat cent reverse. And that looks like it was actually 1 coin away from being an ender, too. Alright, so we're going to give this a flip and see what the date is on it. Here's our wheat cent. And we have another 1953 Denver. Alright, I'll take it. Roll number 30. And we got another 30s find for the box. It's going to be another 1935 Philadelphia. Got quite a few for this hunt already. Looks like 39s and 35s are the 30s that we seem to be getting with these two boxes. Alright guys, just flattened out roll number 32. And I see 2 more wheat cent reverses that are showing. One of them is right here. This one actually looks like it's on the older side. So we're going to see what this is together, as well as the other one. And, oh, we got a different 30s this time, a 1936. Doesn't look like it has any of the doubling it could possibly have on the date. No, I'm not seeing it there. Alright, 1936 for the first one. And then our second one, this one actually looks like it's on the older side as well. Let's see what this is. Yeah. Oh, 1934. Wow, check that out. Pretty cool. Alright, 2 from the 30s in this roll. That's awesome. Roll number 37. We're not going to have a wheat cent, but we are going to make 9 cents. We have a nasty parking lot dime here. That thing is trashed beyond trashed. But alright, it's 10 cents. I'll take it. Roll number 41. We got something odd in this roll. It looks like it's going to be a foreign of some sort, because that is not the right color for a penny. And it's pretty heavy, whatever it is. 5p. Oh. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. I believe that's an Irish coin. That's pretty neat. It's thick, too. Almost looked like a dime at first, but the reading is a little off. And it's thick. That's pretty cool. I'll take that. And then, after flattening the rollout here, I did notice that we also have 2 reverse-facing wheat cents in this roll. So we'll pluck the first one out here and see what it is. And that's going to be a very common 1944 Philadelphia. And then this one here is going to be a 1938. So I'll take that for sure. 2 wheat cents and an Irish coin in roll number 41. Not bad. Well, this is pretty cool, guys. Roll number 41, along with the 2 wheat cents and the Irish coin, is also going to give us what I have under the scope right here. And that is a 1963 Denver with a very obvious RPM right there. And it's going to be RPM number 4 for the 1963. And if I bring these up here, you can see that right there, RPM number 4. And then we can take a look, and you can see it's exactly what I have right there. The only thing is, I can't really tell which stage it is because of the wear and where the die markers are. But I believe it's going to be the stage E because of, there's like a die crack right here and a chip. And I think that's going to be stage E because of that. I'm not 100%, but that's what I feel that it very well could be. Or stage F. Could actually be stage F. Because I believe that's the die chips and that on the forehead. And that looks like a die chip. All right. That's pretty cool. We'll see if there's anything else in this roll. All right, guys. Well, I got 5 rolls to go. I'm up to roll number 45 in this box. Box number 2 for this hunt, or roll number 95. And we're going to have 3 in this roll. 2 of them you can see right here. You can see a reverse. And then you also have a 1953. We'll have to see if that's a Denver or not. But then if we pan back here some more, all the way to the back, we have another 1935. What is with all the 1935s in these boxes? All right. So let's pull this reverse facing wheat cent out of here. And let's see what the date is on that. That's just going to be a 1940 Philadelphia. And then our other one, which was right here, that is going to be a 1953 Philadelphia. And then our 1935. Wow. Crazy. All the 1935 wheat cents. They're stacking up. Roll number 47. Just laid them out. And I see a reverse of a wheat cent showing right here. So we're going to see what we have for a date. And let's see. What do we have? 1942, Philadelphia. I believe that's going to be the first 42 for the hunt. All right. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Well, roll number 48 is going to give us a find, but it's not going to be a wheat cent or an Indian head cent or anything like that. But right here we have an oddity, and it's not foreign. This is actually a plastic penny. What is that doing in a roll? I believe that's the second one I found in a box of pennies. That's plastic. Unbelievable. So now we got shorted a penny with that. Crazy. Well, roll number 49. I was going to wait till the end, till I got done going through all the coins in the roll, because I had found this. A 1939 Philadelphia. Pretty bad shape on the reverse there. He was in a parking lot or something like that. But I had to bring you guys in because I found another 1935 Philadelphia. Man, there's a bunch of them for this hunt so far. So we still have these coins here, plus that roll to go in this hunt. And we'll see if we can get anything else. Alright, well, box number 2 of this hunt is finished up. All the rolls are hunted. And I will say this was a great box. Not as good as box number 1, having a semi-key date, but it did give us a lot of finds. The second box we were able to pull 27 more wheat cents out of, and a lot of those being 30s. A lot of 35s and a lot of 39s. So, can't complain with that. And I believe we did get, what was that? One more from the 20s, the 1925. We pulled 5 more Canadian cents, a couple more 2009s, a foreign right there from Ireland. We got a dime out of the deal, which isn't bad. A 2004 Philadelphia DDR, which is right there next to Lincoln. In between the columns, you can see it pretty well. That came out of box number 1. And then for box number 2, we had a nice die crack right here on this 1983 Philadelphia. So I'm going to hold on to that. And then we also found a really nice RPM on this 1963 Denver right here. You can see that D over D really clearly. Awesome to have that. Somehow a plastic penny got into box number 2. So that's kind of strange, but that's not the first time I've come across a plastic penny in a roll. We got tons of copper cents here that we can look to check the books against to see if any upgrade or if we have any new additions. And we also got a few zinc cents to check against the books. And now, as far as copper goes for this second box, get my scale up here and get it turned on. And we'll throw our copper cup on the scale. And we got 3 pounds and just about 2 ounces worth of copper in box number 2. So out of the 2 boxes together, that's going to put us a little over 6 pounds worth of copper. That is pretty darn good if you ask me. So can't complain with that at all. And box number 1, I just got to show it again, but we were able to pull a semi-key date, 1922 Denver. I don't know when the next time is I'll come across a coin like this in a box, but I'm sure it's going to be a while. And it's not in bad shape. I just wish it didn't have this little bit of corrosion up here. Because other than that, that is a beautiful coin right there. And I still need to find out if it's the weak D or a regular D. And I think I'm going to email Live Coin Q&A to see if they can help me with that. And see if they can give me an answer. So, with saying that, let me pull out the books. And I will go and check and see what kind of additions we have, which I know we do have some. At least 3. And see what kind of upgrades we can make to the cents that are already existing. So, let me do that, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so for this episode, we were able to make 15 more additions, bringing us up to 179 now out of 285 spots that are in these books. And we were also able to upgrade 7, so that is pretty darn good, I would say. And one of them, in one of our additions, is a key date, or semi-key date, 1922 Denver, that could possibly be a weak D. We have to find out about that, but I will now show the books and what we were able to add. So, a 1915, which is pretty low mintage for a Philadelphia. I believe that is the lowest minted out of the teens for the wheat cents in the Philadelphia mint. Only 29 million. Not bad. That's a pretty good addition right there. Then we also had our semi-key date with only 7.1 million minted. And you guys can see that. It's in pretty darn good shape, too. Lincoln's hair still has some detail on it. I don't know. But that's very nice. I'm very happy to find that and add it to the book. And then we're definitely going to find a better example of this one, 1925 Philadelphia. That was another addition. And I think that's it for this page. Yep, and we can go over to this page, 1934. We found a decent one of those. 1935 with a fair amount of hair detail there in Lincoln's head and his hair. And also a 1936 and a 1938. 1940. So I think we had 7 additions and 1 upgrade, which would have been the... Oh, what was that? Now I gotta go back and look. The 1935 we upgraded in book number 1 because the other one that we had in there was not in that good a condition. And let's see, what do we have in book number 2? Doesn't look like anything on the first page. We have 1 addition, 1954S. On the second page, 2 additions, a 55S. And 1 upgrade right here, 1960 Philadelphia, which is beautiful. And then we also had 3 more additions on this side to fill out these 2 rows. The 1959 Denver, 61 Denver, and a 62 Philadelphia, all in pretty good condition. 59 Denver's got a little bit of toning on it, which I'll definitely take. That looks good. And then 1968S, we were able to upgrade with a very shiny example there as well. 1971, we were able to upgrade with a very shiny example. 1972 Denver, with a much better looking example than what we had. We added the 73 Denver, and that's going to do it for that book. And then I believe the last book that we had any additions or upgrades for was the last book here of 1975 up to 2013. And 1975 Denver we added. The 1978 Philadelphia we upgraded. And that's going to be it on that page. And then our 1996 Philadelphia we upgraded. 98 Denver we added. And let's see, anything else? I think that might be it. Yeah. So that is pretty darn good for... There we go. Yeah. Because there was nothing in the last page from 2014 to 2013 or 2023 at all. So yeah, very happy with this hunt. We had a lot of additions and some really, really nice upgrades to add. And I hope the next couple episodes are like that. I just picked up 4 more boxes a couple days ago, and they're Loomis boxes, so I had to open them to make sure they're circulated. And every single box has at least 1 ender. One box does have 3 enders. So we'll just have to see how those boxes turn out. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to my channel if you're new. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you on the next one.